Familiar are the games they played this year, the chaos they brewed, the torment they handed you, like a twisted holiday gift. They thought they were untouchable, didn't they? That their cruelty would go unnoticed, that their actions would be buried in the sands of time. They thought you would be weak, that you would be docile, that their laughter would echo forever as they dragged you through hell. They didn't see the fire burning inside you, the quiet rage waiting to turn into a storm. They thought you were beneath them. They didn't know that the worst thing they could do was awaken something deep within you, because now it's your turn. And next year, they will feel the heat. They will feel every ounce of suffering they thought they could inflict upon you. They will feel the very flames they tried to scorch you with. It's coming for them. No more mercy, no more games, no more watching in silence. They pushed you, but now you stand tall, and they will see what happens when you finally stand up. They mocked you, they ridiculed you, they made you feel small, they made you doubt your worth. They threw their words like stones. They tried to break your spirit, to bend you to their will, but you didn't break. You didn't bend. You took it all. You wore your pain like armor and smiled through the wounds, because you knew something they didn't know. You knew that pain was temporary, but strength was forever. They underestimated your resilience. They thought you would crumble when the weight of their attacks pressed down on you. But all they did was build you into something stronger, something unbreakable. Now they will feel the wrath of their ignorance, because you've become the storm they never saw coming. They thought they had you trapped in their world of lies and deceit. They thought you would stay shackled in their cages of manipulation. But what they didn't understand was that every time they pushed you further down, they unknowingly gave you the fuel to rise higher. They gave you the power to break free, to shatter their illusions, to expose them for what they truly were. They thought their cruelty would break you, but all it did was ignite a fire inside you. And now that fire burns brighter than ever. It burns with the fury of 1,000 storms. And next year, they will feel the full force of that storm. They played their games, but they forgot one crucial thing. They underestimated the power of someone who has been through hell and come out the other side stronger. They thought they could wear you down. They thought they could make you weak, but they didn't realize that you had something they couldn't take away. Your determination, your drive, your hunger to rise above, to make them regret every single moment they made you suffer. They thought they were untouchable. They thought they were above the consequences of their actions. But now, the tables have turned, and next year it's their turn to face the consequences. Every slight, every insult, every moment of pain they inflicted upon you will come back to them, multiplied 1,000-fold. They thought they could get away with it, but what they didn't realize was that every action has a ripple effect, and the ripples they sent out into the world will come crashing back into their lives. They will feel the weight of their own cruelty. They will feel the isolation they tried to force upon you. They will feel the heat they thought they could avoid. They thought they could push you down forever, but they didn't know that you were never meant to stay down. You were never meant to be their victim. You were meant to rise above them, to become something greater, something that they could never even imagine. And next year, they will witness the power of your rise. They wanted to see you broken. They wanted to see you falter. They wanted to watch you crumble under the weight of their malicious intentions. But all they did was light a fire within you. They thought you would remain stagnant, that you would stay stuck in the darkness of their making. But you have proven them wrong. You have shown them that you are not what they thought you were. You are not weak. You are not fragile. You are not someone to be toyed with. You are a force to be reckoned with, and they will feel the force of that reckoning when next year arrives. They will feel the weight of their actions pressing down on them. Just as they tried to press down on you, They will know what it feels like to be in the flames they once cast you into. They will know what it feels like to be consumed by the very heat they tried to use to destroy you. This is not just a promise. It's a guarantee. They will feel every wound they inflicted on you. They will feel every insult they hurled your way. Every moment they made you feel small. Every time they tried to break your spirit. They will feel it all, because when you rise, you take everything with you. You take the pain, you take the anger, you take the strength, and you turn it into something unstoppable, something that they can never put out. They thought they were playing a game with you. They thought they could control the narrative. They thought they could push you around, but they didn't understand the rules of the game. They didn't understand the power of someone who has been broken and rebuilt. They didn't understand that you were never playing their game. You were just waiting for the right moment to change the rules, and now that moment has come. They tried to push you into the shadows. They tried to make you invisible. They tried to convince you that you were nothing, that you would never amount to anything. But what they didn't know was that the darkness only fueled you. The shadows only gave you strength, and now you stand in the light. You stand in your power. You stand in your truth. And they will see that no matter how hard they tried to bury you, no matter how much they tried to dim your light, they could never extinguish the fire inside you. They could never take away the strength that is your birthright. And next year, it's their turn to be consumed by the fire they tried to start. They think they're safe. They think they're untouchable. They think their actions will go unnoticed. But they are wrong. They are terribly wrong, because the universe has a way of balancing the scales. They have sown the seeds of their own destruction. And next year they will reap what they've sown. They will feel the pain they tried to impose on you. They will feel the suffering they tried to create in your life. And they will know that this is no accident. This is no coincidence. This is the price they pay for underestimating you, for thinking they could crush your spirit, for thinking they could get away with their cruelty. They will feel the heat they once thought they could control, and they will know that you are not someone they should have ever messed with. So let them continue to believe they're untouchable. Let them think they've gotten away with it. Let them enjoy their false sense of security, because the truth is coming for them. And when it comes, it will be relentless. It will be unforgiving. It will burn everything they thought they had built to the ground. They will feel every moment they made you suffer. They will feel the weight of every word they threw at you. They will feel the consequences of every action they took to destroy you. And they will finally understand the cost of their cruelty. They tried to make you their victim, but you are no one's victim. You are a survivor. You are a warrior. And they will feel that power. They will feel the consequences of underestimating you. They will feel the wrath of someone who has been through hell and made it out alive. Someone who has seen the darkness and emerged stronger than ever. They will learn the hard way that you are not to be messed with. They will learn the cost of cruelty. They will learn that when you push someone to the edge, they will either break or they will rise. And you've chosen to rise, and when you rise, you bring the heat with you. And next year, it's their turn to feel the heat. This is just the beginning. What they've seen so far is nothing compared to what's coming for them. They will feel the consequences of every action they took against you. They will feel the pain they tried to cause. They will feel the heat of their own cruelty, and it will burn them in ways they never imagined. So let them think they're safe. Let them think they've won. Let them believe their actions have gone unpunished, because soon they will realize that the real punishment is yet to come, and it will be far worse than anything they ever put you through. It will be a fire that consumes them, and when it's over, they will wish they had never crossed you. They will wish they had never tried to break you, because next year, it's their turn to feel the heat. They think they've escaped the consequences of their actions, don't they? They think that with every passing day, they've moved further away from their deeds, from the harm they caused you. But here's the truth they refuse to acknowledge. What they've done is already set in motion, a chain of events that cannot be undone. Time is the most unforgiving force in the universe, and it has a way of bringing everything to light. Their turn is coming. The heat they thought they would never feel is on its way. They will experience every ounce of pain they tried to inflict upon you, every ounce of cruelty they thought would never catch up to them. They spent the year watching from their thrones of arrogance, thinking they had the world under their control. They laughed while you suffered, convinced that their actions had no real repercussions. But what they didn't know was that every moment of your pain, every insult they hurled, every betrayal they orchestrated, was feeding the fire within you. You were quietly growing, gathering strength in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. They never saw it coming. They never thought that you would rise, that you would stand tall in the face of the storm they created. But now, they will witness the fury they thought they could escape. This isn't just about revenge. No, it's about justice. The universe has a way of ensuring that the scales are balanced, that every wrong is accounted for. You may have been their victim, but you were never weak. And now, they will learn what it means to mess with someone who knows how to fight back. They've made their bed, and now they will lie in it. There's no escaping the consequences of their actions. It's coming for them, whether they're ready for it or not. You see, they believed that they could push you to the edge, and you would fall. They thought that, with enough pressure, you would break, crumble, under the weight of their cruelty. But what they didn't understand is that you weren't fragile. They underestimated you, underestimated the strength that lies within you. Because when they tried to break you, they only made you stronger. Every insult, every act of betrayal, every time they thought they had knocked you down, they were unknowingly forging a weapon. They didn't realize they were the smiths who were sharpening the blade that would one day cut them down. Next year, when the time comes, they won't be able to hide. They won't be able to run. The heat is coming, and it will burn them in ways they never thought possible. They will face the consequences of every action they took, and it will be far worse than anything they could have imagined. They will feel the weight of every lie they told, every heart they broke, every time they thought they could get away with their cruelty. There's no escaping it now. The fire they set in your life is coming for them, and it will consume everything they hold dear. The beauty of what's about to happen is that it's not something you will need to orchestrate. No, the universe has already set things in motion. The forces of karma are already in play, and they have no idea what's in store for them. They will feel the very same pain they tried to inflict on you. They will see the faces of those they've hurt, and they will realize that the world they built on lies and manipulation is crumbling around them. They will feel the heat of their own actions, and it will be a fire that they can't put out, no matter how hard they try. What they don't understand is that your rise is inevitable. You've been through hell, and you've survived. They thought they could break you, but all they did was help you build the strength you need to rise above them. They underestimated your resilience, your ability to endure, your refusal to stay down. They thought you would stay defeated, stay silent. But you've learned that silence is a weapon, and now you will use it to your advantage. They'll be the ones scrambling for answers, wondering where their strength came from, wondering how they became the ones in the hot seat. It won't be pretty. When the heat arrives, it will scorch everything in its path. They will feel every ounce of discomfort they tried to push onto you. They will watch as the world they so carefully crafted unravels, as the consequences of their actions come back to bite them. And they will be helpless to stop it. No one can stop the force of justice when it comes crashing down. No one can outrun the consequences of their own cruelty. You may have been their target this year, but next year, they will be the ones in the line of fire. They will be the ones on the receiving end of the pain they thought they could escape. They will be the ones suffering the consequences of their actions, and there will be no one there to help them. The people they've betrayed, the lives they've ruined, will all come back to them, and they will finally understand the truth, that no one can escape the heat they create. The flames they thought they could control will turn on them, and they will burn. But let's be clear, this isn't just about what happens to them. This is about you. This is about the fire inside you that they tried to extinguish. This is about your strength, your resilience, your determination to rise above the pain they tried to inflict. They thought they could break you, but they only made you stronger. And now, when the time comes, when the heat finally arrives, you will be standing tall, watching as the very flames they ignited consume everything they thought they held dear. This is your moment. This is your time to shine. They tried to dim your light, but you will burn brighter than they ever could have imagined. They tried to bury you in darkness, but you will rise from the ashes like a phoenix. And when you do, they will feel the heat. They will feel the weight of their own cruelty, and they will finally understand what it means to mess with someone who refuses to stay down. So let them think they're safe for now. Let them think they've gotten away with it. Let them believe they've won, because the truth is, they haven't. They never will. The heat is coming, and it's going to burn them. And when it's over, when the smoke clears, they will know exactly what it feels like to be in your shoes, to suffer the way you did. But by then, it will be too late. They'll have nothing left but the ashes of their own making. And you will stand tall, stronger than ever, because you are the one who survived the fire. This is the reality they've created for themselves. They wanted to play games with you. They wanted to make you feel small. They wanted to test your limits, to see how much pain you could take before you broke. But they didn't understand one simple thing. You were never meant to break. You were never meant to be their punching bag. You were meant to rise, to show them what true strength looks like. And now, the time has come for them to see that strength in full force. Next year, they will feel the heat. They will feel the very flames they thought they could control, and it will burn them until they understand the price of cruelty. There is no escape for them now. It's coming for them, relentless and unforgiving. The fire they thought they could control is going to consume everything in its path. They will feel the heat, and they will feel it in every part of their lives. They will understand that what goes around always comes around, and when it does, it comes with a vengeance. The consequences are inevitable, and next year, it's their turn to feel the heat. They might believe that they have outsmarted the system, that their lies, deceit, and cruelty have slipped through the cracks unnoticed. But deep down, they know the truth. No wrong goes unpunished. The universe doesn't forget. Every malicious action, every cruel word, every moment they thought they could escape consequences, every one of those actions is now etched into the fabric of reality. They may not see it yet, but the consequences are inevitable. Next year, they will finally come face to face with what they've done. They will feel the heat of every wrong they committed. The fire they tried to ignite in you will burn them to the core. You have been their target for far too long, the scapegoat for their own insecurities, their outlet for their toxic power plays. They believed that because they held the power, they could manipulate and control you. They thought that their actions would never come back to haunt them. They thought that they could create chaos in your life and walk away without a scratch. But they failed to realize one crucial fact. You are not their prey. You are not someone they can break. They underestimated you. They underestimated the strength of your soul, the power of your will to survive. For every game they played, for every lie they told, for every scheme they masterminded to bring you to your knees. They didn't know that you were quietly collecting the pieces of yourself they tried to destroy. You were growing stronger, not weaker. Each time they pushed you further into the depth, they thought you were small, insignificant, that you could be crushed under their boot. But they never realized that the more they stepped on you, the deeper their own grave was being dug. The foundation they thought was solid was slowly crumbling, and soon they will learn that their power is fragile. They will see that no matter how many times they tried to knock you down, you would always rise again, stronger, more determined, more powerful than ever. They thought they could hold you down forever, that you would eventually break, that you would be nothing but a shadow of the person you used to be. They laughed, they taunted, they pushed you to your limits, all while thinking that they were safe. But they were wrong. They were playing with fire, and fire always burns. The pain they tried to inflict on you, the suffering they thought they could escape, will eventually catch up to them. The consequences of their cruelty will manifest, and they will be forced to confront the very thing they thought they could avoid, the truth of their actions and the repercussions they've caused. Every lie they told will unravel. Every betrayal they orchestrated will come to light. Every cruel action they took will haunt them. They won't be able to escape. There will be no way for them to bury the truth or silence the voices of those they've hurt. They thought they were untouchable, that they could play their games in the shadows and never face the music. But the truth is that the consequences of their actions have been set in motion, and just like a wildfire, once it starts, it cannot be contained. Soon, it will reach them, and they will feel every ounce of the pain they tried to inflict on others. What they didn't understand, what they couldn't possibly know, is that you were never meant to be their punching bag. You were never meant to be their victim. You were meant to rise. You were meant to show them that no matter how many times they tried to break you, you would always come back stronger. And now that the time has come, they will realize the extent of their ignorance. They thought they could play games with your life, but they didn't understand the rules of the game. They didn't understand that when you push someone to the edge, when you force them to fight back, that person becomes a force to be reckoned with. And they will be the ones who will feel the heat. Next year will not be like the past year. It will not be another year of silent suffering, of enduring the pain they tried to give you. No, next year will be a year of reckoning, a year when they will feel every ounce of the heat they thought they could avoid. They will feel it in their personal lives. They will feel it in their careers. They will feel it in their relationships. The ripple effects of their cruelty will reverberate through every aspect of their existence, and there will be no place to hide. Every step they take will be a reminder of what they've done, and every action they take will come with consequences. They will realize, too late, that they should have never underestimated you. They should have never believed that they could get away with it. The most painful thing for them will be the fact that they won't even be able to comprehend how it all came crashing down. They will look around, confused and disoriented, as their world unravels. And in the midst of their confusion, they will understand that it was their own cruelty that destroyed everything they worked so hard to build. It wasn't fate, it wasn't chance, and it wasn't bad luck. It was their own choices that led them to this point. They built their house of cards, thinking it was invincible, but they failed to realize that the foundation was rotten. And now, with every card that falls, they will feel the heat of their own actions. But don't feel pity for them. They earned every bit of what's coming to them. They earned the consequences of their cruelty. They earned the punishment for their lies and manipulation. They earned the pain that's about to rain down on them. You, on the other hand, are the one who will emerge from this stronger. You will rise from the ashes of their cruelty, and you will watch as they fall. They will be forced to see the strength they failed to recognize in you. They will be forced to face the truth they tried so hard to deny. And when they do, it will be too late for them to turn back. You've been through hell. You've been tested in ways they will never understand. But now, you stand tall, unbroken, ready to claim what is rightfully yours. They thought they could crush your spirit, but they only made you more powerful. They thought they could drown you in their negativity, but they only gave you the strength to swim. They thought they could destroy you, but all they did was create a force stronger than they could ever imagine. And now, it's their turn to feel the heat. There will be no escape for them. The consequences will follow them wherever they go. No matter how far they run, no matter how hard they try to bury the truth, it will catch up to them. Their own actions will trap them in a web of their own making, and they will find themselves unable to free themselves from the consequences of their choices. They will try to put on a mask, to pretend that nothing has changed, but deep down, they will know that the heat is coming. They will feel it closing in, slowly at first, then faster and faster until it consumes them completely. You, however, will rise. You will watch them burn in the fire they created, and you will stand tall, unscathed. You will rise from the ashes of their destruction, stronger than ever. You will prove to them and to the world that no one, no matter how powerful they think they are, can escape the consequences of their actions. And when they finally realize the depth of their mistake, when they finally understand the cost of their cruelty, it will be too late for them to change anything. It will be too late for them to undo the damage they've done. The heat will have already consumed them. So let them continue to believe they are untouchable. Let them think they've gotten away with it. Because next year, the consequences will come. The heat will come, and they will finally understand the price they have to pay for their cruelty. In the end, they will realize that no one can escape the consequences of their actions. The fire they set in your life will return to consume them, and they will feel every ounce of the heat they thought they could avoid. You will rise stronger than ever, proving that no matter how hard they tried to break you, you could never be defeated. Their time has come, and as they face the repercussions of their cruelty, you will stand tall, unscathed, and victorious. The heat is theirs to endure now, and it will burn them until they understand the true cost of their actions.